my god, Becky. Those spoilers are just so big. I just saw Sin City: A Game to Kill 4, and one theme in that movie made such an impression on me that I'm going to exclusively talk about that in my review of this movie. That theme is the role of men in society, how they're defined in terms of their relation to women. In this movie, the good men exhibit a willingness to help women no matter what, put them above themselves, and the bad men hurt women. That's it. There are a few exceptions from the movie. In the very first instance, Marv, Mickey Rourke's character, kills some guys who were hurting hobos. So they were bad, even though they didn't hurt women, although I would imagine they would hurt women. Manute was a bad guy, but we were introduced to the idea that he was hurting women. Why this is kind of weird is just that the men are defined in terms of women, and you can't be a hero without offering women free stuff. And that free stuff in this is your life. You have to be willing to die for these women in order to be a good guy. Just at a drop of a hat, to kill or die for these women, no questions asked. The first character I'd like to talk about is Josh Brolin's character, Dwight. He knows that Eva Green's character, Ava, is bad news, but he's willing to help her. He's just sucked in by her magnetism and willing to do whatever she says. Completely accept this idea that Manute is hurting her. You know, women who are being sexually abused do not have sex with people, right? They don't just. They're very cut off, and I'm not disparaging that. It's it just in the for your own reference, this is how you know if a woman is lying to you about this. If she says right after sex that she's actively being raped by this person and tortured, she is lying. And this is how we know that he's a good guy, that he's willing to help her and just do whatever he needs to do to make her life good, even though it could kill him. And in return, Marv. This is how we know that Marv is a good guy. That this man that he doesn't really know, Dwight, tells him this story about Ava in a bar. And then Marv is willing to kill people, dozens of men, on a second-hand account of what's going on. I mean, this is really incredible that this is his warrant for heroism, is that he's willing to kill people on a second-hand account. And he does this again with Nancy's character, with Nancy, Jessica Alba's character. He's willing to just kill these guys. I mean, he's killed dozens and dozens of people on the word of people who are obviously willing to manipulate him. Bruce Willis only makes an appearance for Nancy's character, Bruce Willis playing Hartigan, just to give her advice and express his concern for her. He has no opinion of himself, beyond that. Rosario Dawson's gang, her character Gail, they're able to use violence against men at will, and they don't spend any moral capital to do it. One member of her gang just threatens Dwight with death for because he's not leaving the premises even though he was invited in. It's outrageous, right? And they have to go to this cutscene where it shows Dwight saving that woman's life for him to be able to stay. I mean, to stay in the house, you have to kill two men for a woman you don't know. Can you imagine if this was reversed? That they show this man, threatening a woman with death to leave the house. Like, not just kind of abstractly, I will call the police and the police might shoot you, but actually putting a sword, to her back and saying, if you don't leave, I'm going to pierce your heart with this sword. I mean, that's outrageous. That's crazy. Crazy. Dennis Haysbert's character, Manute, really gave this this little micro speech about how Ava is a goddess, and you just do what she says. Really tyrannical, and I'm not sure what to make of it at all. That this is considered. I'm not even sure what to make of that, really. Ray Liotta's character, Joey, he's going to execute this woman, and he gets beat up for it. But then you find out that this woman was actually not only manipulating him, but entrapping him into losing everything he had. And the woman isn't cast in really a bad light, that she just goes on her separate way for it. And Dwight is considered very merciful for not killing him, for really defending himself against. He didn't know that this woman was manipulating him. He didn't, Joey's character, or Joey, Ray Liotta's character, didn't know that this woman was manipulating him. But, and this isn't an appropriate response, but you don't get points for not killing the guy that you're trying to con when he figures out that he has to kill someone to get out of this con. That's just not something you get points for. Jessica Alba's character Nancy, she, without a really any concern for Marv, just drafts him into this fight where he gets injured pretty badly, apparently, at the end of the movie. Doesn't express any regret about it. Josh Brolin character expresses regret about it. And he doesn't even know Marv that well. Nancy apparently has this unpaid bodyguard named Marv who just watches out for her, for free. For free. And then Senator Rourke is really shown. He does a few villainous attributes besides his willingness to use violence against women. He protects, in the first movie, his son is a pedophile, and he protects him. In this movie, he tortures his own son, but it's really his dismemberment of this girl that Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, Johnny, is involved with. And that really cements him as this very bad guy. They always just, this guy is bad. He hurts women. He's a bad guy. Now you know, this guy's a good guy. He does what women want him to do. He defends women with his own life, even if they're strangers or have hurt him in the past. He just does. It's such a common thing. Christopher Meloni's character, Mort, actually ends up murdering another policeman and then killing himself for Ava, just because to defend her honor. It's almost a commentary on how they'll do everything for a woman at the drop of a hat. How men, I think there have been studies about this where they actually shown that men fall in love faster than women. It was such a theme that kept going on and on and on. If you see the movie, and I do recommend that you see it, I think it was well made, keep that in mind. Think about these things as you're watching that movie. Think about, what are the roles of women and men? Are men defined as heroes or villains depending on their relationship to women? I mean, at one point, Marv actually kills 3 guys to get their motorcycles and guns just so he can go with Nancy, Jessica Alba, to go kill this other guy. I mean, men are completely utilities in this. It's really crazy. Feminists go on about how women are objects. Well, objects are cherished and protected, like a diamond ring, right? But utilities are just used. They're just used. I guess that's really all. Have a good one.